scenes. And again, remember, this affects the character. This isn't a judgment on you at home on the success or failure. You're kind of just deciding at the best as you can what will happen to that character in a way that's a little different. And one of the things with these endurance scenes, we'll talk about this a little bit in the post show as well. We know, like, the dev team knows that we wanted to improve those, so they're already a little bit shorter than they were. That was part of, again, user feedback. So thank you so much for all of you at home doing that. So, public places, writing to us on feedback@genvid.com, a bunch of places giving us that feedback. Thank you so much. And the dev updates, I'll have something more as well, Noah. But like, one of the things, Noah, was there something about the endurance scenes that to you is quite striking?
I really love to see all those spooky creatures in the endurance scenes. That's my favorite part, because I'm a spooky, I was gonna say a B word, but I will just say female dog. I'm a spooky lady. Anyway, but Eduardo, we are 2 minutes away from the show. So could you recap a little bit? There's so much going on. Please help me.
Sure. So there's actually a lot going on. The main thing is it's building up, right? We kind of had a big moment last week with Toby attacking the Foundation, but now things are kind of setting up, right? It's the tension is building slowly up. As you're going left and right, the scenes are about tension increasing, about things starting to be in play. The payoff isn't quite yet, right? We can see that it's going to take some time for this to do. Tonight, you're probably going to see a little more of that setup. No spoilers, but again, it's going to take some time, but I hope you do enjoy what's going to happen as a result of the decisions you're making at home and of what these characters are going to do with them. Now, as a reminder, Noah and myself will be back for the post show. We're very, very much looking forward to it. But that said, the show's going to start soon. We really hope you enjoy it. So I'm going to sign off for now for myself, Eduardo, as well as Noah, wishing you a terrific show. See you later.
Come on. Just a drop.
Fine.
In here.
Now take me to Toby.
This way.
No, god damn it, no! Lost in the fucking fog for hours, and now this! I got nothing else to say to you, Rachel!
Toby, wait. Just hear her out.
Why the fuck should I do that?
She helped Joy get clean. She helped me. Maybe she can help you.
Fine.
I think you should join us.
The cult that murdered my sister wants me to join them.
What can I say to get you to join? That I'm an asshole? Fine, I'll say it. I'm an asshole.
That's it?
I'm demanding and controlling, and I ruined your life. There. Satisfied? Look, I can't change the things that have happened, but I'm trying to make it right.
We both know what happens when we work together. People die.
Not this time.
Not any time.
Toby, wait!
Were you following me?
I need to speak with you.
About what? Olivia, what's going on?
There's been a mix-up at the morgue.
A mix-up? What does that mean? My mother's there.
That's it. We're not sure she's there anymore.
You lost my mother's body?
I'm sure it's just an administrative error.
You expect me to believe that?
It's not like she got up and walked away. I'm sorry. That was uncalled for.
The number of people who would love to humiliate my family, my mother, even in death. Your name would be high on the list.
I know how it looks, but I take the integrity of this job seriously.
So you screwed up, and you want me to just look the other way?
You have every right to be upset, but I wanted you to hear it from me. I'm not sure what happened, but give me a few days and I promise you we will get this sorted out.
What do I tell my father?
Tell him everything is fine.
Everything is not fine. It feels like his mind is hanging by a thread as it is.
Look, if you don't trust me, trust the department.
You think I'd tell him that? After everything you put him through?
We don't have to be enemies, Astrid.
I'll think about it.
Thank you. I'll be in touch soon.
No, not here, Joy. Please, just let me leave.
I was like you when I first came. I was like you when I first came here. Desperate. They used me, Toby. Broke me. But now you can make things right. Make them trust you. Think you really believe. And then you break them. It has to be done. They've hurt too many people, Toby.
I'll make everything right, Joy. I promise. I'll make them...
Toby? Did you want to come in?
What is this place?
Welcome back, everybody. Eduardo, joined here by Noah, and I'm just glad you at home got Toby through that.
Right, we gotta have hope here, and finally we got it. I'm so excited. We did it together, and also we have some missing buddies. We have a lot of stuff to unpack here. We have big decisions to make, but really, that like.
I mean, it's just vanished, apparently. I mean, that's totally normal. As well as, the audience majorly choosing to, give blood to the stranger. What was that? Like, just, you chose that at home. Oh, no, this person's asking for blood. That's probably a totally normal thing to do.
Right. And it was so satisfying also to see Rachel apologize because of y'all's decision. To me, she was like, I suck, okay? Join my cult anyway. Like, I admit I suck, but at least I admit it.
Well, that's one thing, right? The audience chose the path of redemption. Part of that is admitting when you were a horrible person. Now, that said, that's not the video that we're going to rewatch just now. So one of the things is today we actually saw Toby's like, trying to get out of there, tries to leave town, but Joy's appearing and going like, let's have some second thoughts about the recruitment. So our production team's going to throw back that scene. Essentially, and here's the thing though, like, imagine you're Toby, right? You're like, there's all this fog, all this nonsense going on, and you're like clearly I gotta get out of here. There's something, and then your dead sister just keeps coming up.
She's relentless. Like, I wonder what she was like. We didn't really meet her when she was alive. I wonder if she was as clingy. That's a tough thing to live with, and no wonder, they both share the disease of alcoholism. It seems, not that I'm not a doctor, I won't diagnose them, but it does appear to be this way. And they did have that bond in their escape methods, in their coping mechanisms. And I think he really that's why she lingers, she really represents something dark in himself, right? I don't know.
Well, I mean, that's the thing, right? Why does she keep appearing? Now, the thing with me as well in that scene, as we see the end of it, I think you were talking about Noah, you were talking about your babe, Krista, was right there at the door waiting to get Toby inside.
Yeah, she's like, oh, Toby, come in. It's cold outside. Hang out with me. She was being real. I like that classic Krista to me. That was a classic Krista move. But I'm wondering really where that's going as well, because, I really do love those threads too.
No, I mean, that's the thing, right? Toby joining the Foundation, that's clearly moving the story in a direction. I mean, Toby started attacking the Foundation, so joining it clearly, given Toby's mindset, given everything that's going on, I can't imagine that outcome being ending that great. But again, promising no spoilers here. It's just that, joining the cult where your sister died, probably not a good outcome regardless. Good life advice, by the way, if you ever have to take it. I hope you never use it. But now that's the thing is, we talked quickly about Toby here. We talked as well as we came out that you succeeded in the endurance scene. So that's one of the things is Noah's going to actually and hope here, essentially. We'll get to that decision where Astrid is essentially going to tell Carl about the Ingrid's missing corpse, because that's definitely a thing. But for now, focusing on essentially Toby and that side of and the hope going up, essentially.
Right. So the decisions, the puzzles, all of those contribute to you gaining influence points. And this will contribute to whether a character will face a redemption, suffering, or domination in the Silent Hill Ascension final. So their fate is decided across the length of the season, as you know. And the character's hope needs to be high enough for them to survive crucial story moments. And that's really it's not only satisfying to participate, it's actually you're contributing to the story by engaging with those puzzles, with those endurance streams.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? For example, let's say you wanted Toby to survive. It's not just about you wanting that in the decisions. It's also about you having to make those decisions, essentially, in terms of partaking in endurance scenes and taking part in the mindfulness puzzles. We're actually going to talk about the mindfulness puzzles in about 10-ish minutes, so we'll tell you much more about them. But the thing is, we all, that's the side of virtue. Sometimes you just want to see a character die. So if you really want to see them die, go down the damnation path. And for your suffering and joys out there, that's essentially which might be the greatest parallel to real life, living in a town like one of the ones we keep seeing on your screen.
That hope and fate element, again, in the wider context of things.
Yeah, right. It's this idea, right, of the collective delusion. It's this idea of, you see the scenes and we give you decisions to do. Sometimes we give you some time, right? We give you sometimes as short as a day, but important decisions take time. Sometimes it takes a week. Want to make sure everybody in the audience has time to understand the context, gets to see the scenes, gets to get to a point where they understand the characters before deciding what they like to see. But characters don't live in just days or weeks. They live across a longer period of time. So a big thing about the decisions they're making is we wanted to make sure to track what you as an audience want for these characters, what you want to see essentially them do, and make sure that their outcomes is based kind of that collective sum of everything you've done.
Right. And as you mentioned, it's similarly to life. It's not enough to just want something. You gotta take action. And I wish it wasn't so, but it sure is. And in this case, we get to do fun stuff to make things happen. So in a sense, it's a little bit better than real life. But anyway, we all have our coping mechanism. For some of us, it's puzzles here on Silent Hill Ascension. For others, it's the bottle, like Toby, and being plagued by his sister. For Carl, it's comforting in the warmth of his old love, right, Mette? And Astrid, I don't know what's her serenity like.
No, actually, you made a good point. Astrid doesn't get solace.
Right.
It's not really something we've seen in the story so far where Astrid just gets to chill, for lack of a better term. Except, she doesn't even go right to the Ice Hotel and relax in the bar. As we do, as you can see in the background, we're chilling in that Ice Hotel all the way in Norway. Clearly, that's where we're geographically situated. But she doesn't relax. She has to deal, with she was counting on Carl essentially to take care of the matriarch of the family. Didn't happen. Mm-hmm. Tries to handle her son. Doesn't happen that well. And also, tries to work and get all this stuff done. And it's just really, really rough.
It's really, really tough to be a single mother. And, I bet Orson's father, wherever he may be, is thank God I left that family. Because this is terrible. It's a terrible life to live for Astrid, where she has really no solace. Even though for most characters, what we refer to as solace is really just them engaging in conspiracies. Pardon. We are very multicultural here in Silent Hill Ascension. The relaxation we're talking about is engaging in conspiracy theories at bars, really.
That's very true. But one of the things I wanted to, call back at the scene here was, the detective mentions again, we mentioned the family, the Johansson family. So that's a theme that keeps coming up, right? Is something happened? What's going on with the Johanssons? I'd keep an eye on that. I won't go further, but I'd keep an eye on it because there's clearly something afoot there on how that is perceived. Now, the thing is, we kind of, for the attentive of you out there, probably saw that we were going to look at a decision graphic opening this day, but now we're going to put that back up on screen for a lovely production team, and Noah's going to walk you through that.
Yeah, so we have to decide, and this is not a fate decision, but still, nonetheless, a decision. And what will Astrid tell Carl about Ingrid's missing corpse? Whoops, your wife's body is gone. My mom, her mom, thank God. She can say everything is fine, which means lie. Or she can say we need to trust the police. Or she can say, we can't trust the police. And this, I'm really interested where the audience is going to take this one, because I'm really interested in, like, you know, if she lies, what does she have to gain, really? She still has to deal with that crap on her own, right? Like,
no, I mean, it's true. So one of the things that with the kind of fate hope the system, right, is the fake decisions are the ones where we're letting you know, because we want to let you know a little bit in advance what you're signing up for as an audience. This one, figure it out. You got to check what's going to go out. You got to go with what is Astrid actually going to tell Carl, because fundamentally, you know, she, like, the trust that she has to give is very low. She's like, I need to take care of my child, and I don't know if I can trust this detective. I don't know if I can trust my father. So, like, the whole thing is a mess, a shambles. But again, that tension is keeping to build up, and that's really the theme of kind of our theme of the week here, right? It's the tension's building up. We're seeing really harrowing scenes, you know, Rachel giving blood to find Toby like dealing with Joy, and just walking into the Foundation, potentially, right? Invited it. And then we see that scene, right, where, you know, Ingrid's body just mysteriously vanishes, and Mette and Carl have a heart-to-heart at the bar. That was yesterday, by the way, if you did want to catch up on that. So again, the tension's building. We're going to a place, hopefully we get to return as an audience, but I don't think those characters are going to return the same.
No, not the same, that's for sure. But also, I think you do have some updates, right, for the audience?
No, yeah, right. Yes, that's the thing. So hopefully for all of you at home, you had a great time watching the story, trying to follow it, looking at how the tension is increasing, and I hope you enjoy where this is going to lead you. Now, on Wednesdays, what we like to do is we like to talk to you about the development updates to make sure you're aware of what we're doing here to improve your experience as we can go. So Noah, if you can read these for us, please.
Yeah, right. So we have the updates we have for you today is we made some improvements to rallies, and we have fate system updates. We are adjusting endure boss encounters. So the bosses are coming, we're adjusting them. Eduardo, could you please explain more about all of this?
Sure, and I'll be glad to do that and more. So with rallies, one of the things is we've seen that a lot of you in the audience do enjoy them, do want the options that are behind to catch up. So we want to make sure that the feature where essentially you get a multiplier as a community to your influence points as you battle back from, so to speak, a losing position are done better, so that you have a better time and you believe that even if the decision is really essentially quite separate, you get to catch back up. Now, the big thing here, the fate system, again, I would start paying very close attention. I'm not going to actually tell you 100% what those updates are, because I want you to pay very close attention to your favorite characters' hopes and fates as we're building up this week. The Endure boss. So one of the things is we did listen to feedback from the audience. It wasn't quite what we were hoping to deliver. So kind of putting the cake back in the oven, so to speak. We made the Enduro scenes shorter. That's also based on feedback from you, the audience. We want to make sure you have a great experience when you're with us live. So thanks to you for that feedback. A lot of you send it in at feedback@genvid.com. We love reading those. We love being able to adapt to the experience to what you need. And again, the Endure bosses are part of that. We're hoping to make that experience the best it can possibly be. Last things on the development updates, those weren't on the screens, but essentially there are other improvements that are more of a technical nature, things like the video. We want to improve the video player. We know that the experience on iOS has had some issues, so we want to make sure that experience gets improved as well. And there's a ton of ongoing work kind of on server stability, something that, technical issues, again, that we do want to address. So when you do, so the thing is, when you're sending in kind of your reports of bugs and you're contacting us through the app, contacting us through feedback@genvid.com with an issue you have, we do look at those. I see my colleagues day after day seeing these and trying to address the issues. So thank you so much to the audience at home doing that.
Thank you, audience. We love you. But yeah, that reminds me, Can I talk about my favorite thing in the world, which is the puzzles?
Not if I don't talk about it first. So our production team's going to throw up the Arcane Library. So when you're so one of the things here is we're going to close our post show in about a couple of minutes. When you're done, if you want to stick around, kind of get those. We talked about the mindfulness puzzles. We talked about the hope increasing. One of the ways, here's the Arcane Library. You get access to that in the front of the Silent Hill Ascension app. If you look at the top of the screen, there's actually a button to go towards mindfulness. So, sorry, I'm mirrored here. So you get to see that right there at the top there. You choose mindfulness. And once you pick mindfulness, that's going to lead you to essentially the mindfulness puzzles. So those are going to show up on screen so you can see if you got the correct one. Here you go. That shows you the characters that are involved in the mindfulness puzzles today, what their hope currently is. So, you know, if you don't really like a character, you can always choose not to. But a lot of you love very specific characters. You want to see their hopes go up. I would highly recommend going in there, affect the character's hope, and you can do that at your leisure, anytime. While we're not live, enjoy that time. Do it at pace. You have all the time you need. These are always free, because, you know, that was feedback that was put very early. We want to make sure that you had the chance to affect the story, no matter who you were. Now, again, we're going to recap all that with a little graphic that our production team's going to put up. Essentially, the idea here is that every day there are 2 mindfulness puzzles that are available for free. You also have an Arcane Library puzzle that's available for free every day. So that's if you just want to have a bit of fun. Don't worry. I'm going to throw it to somebody who has a lot of fun with those. And we do rotate them. So keep checking day after day. Essentially, they shouldn't be the same ones you got a chance to take part in yesterday. So one of the secrets here, by the way, with our kind of hosted show with our hosts, is Noah's actually a big fan of our puzzles specifically. Like one of the, I'm going to reveal behind the scenes stuff. While we're waiting to film, essentially, and be live with you at home, Noah's actually playing the puzzles. So I'm going to let her some time to share her love for it.
Well, I'm really determined to make one of the slides work for me at some point, and to affect Toby's hope that way. But so far, I'm really I love the shapeshifter one. It's so soothing. It's like my favorite thing in the world is doing this connecting the dot thing is. And I'm conflicted because I personally, right, this is my own personal, not production opinion. I don't want to raise Astrid hope too much, but I really like playing this puzzle. So this is my, the bad seed comes from a rotten tree? I don't know.
Tree, apple, it's all good, yes.
Something, huh? But I don't trust her as far as I can throw her.
No, and I mean, that's fair. That's the thing, right? It's we all have our favorites. Even honestly, personally, when I'm representing our whole team at large, you, the audience at home, are the ones who pick. Again, you're the ones who choose where the story is going. It's up to you. But we all have our favorites here behind the scenes, and we all have outcomes we'd rather see. But they're all a little bit different. Each person kind of has different things. And one of the things is that you'll be able to hear more about on Friday. So I'm going to essentially quickly tell you, before we head off, a little bit of a recap. Essentially, you've probably been following since the start, so I'm not going to recap the story too much. All you need to know, tensions are rising in Norway, tensions are rising in Pennsylvania. So keep an eye out on what's going to happen. You can stick around, by the way, after we're done here in the post show. Go in those puzzles. The mindfulness puzzles are available for free for everybody. If you want to have some fun in the Arcane Library as well, there'll be something for you for all users, and for those who did get the Founders Pass or Season Pass, essentially, you do get a little bit more access there. Now, our production team is going to throw up what our next shows are going to be. So essentially here, you're going to see that we come on for our pre-show 5:40 p.m. Pacific, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. That's 8:40 p.m. Eastern. And if you're watching from, different time zones, no matter morning, afternoon, evening, or night, it is a great pleasure to have you on board with us live. The show is live every day at 6 p.m. Pacific. You get to see brand new scenes. And a little bit of a nice part, there will be an interview with Martin Montgomery on our creative director on Friday. He's actually going to walk through how we design the narrative experience, the narrative experience behind a Silent Hill Ascension, and what, and how it's different to what you typically see. Interview, we have a little bit of a thing. I don't want to spoil too much again, but you'll have if you like looking at how narrative gets built, you definitely should come and watch that interview live with us if you can. Thank you so much to all of you for watching. It's always a great pleasure to be with you. I'm gonna have to sign off though, because that's the end of the poster. So Noah, Eduardo, we're gonna both say bye to you. We hope you have a fantastic morning, afternoon, evening, or night, wherever you are around the world. Bye-bye.